A sense of what reggae means to you and your first experience in music in Jamaica and in Canada. Jerry Brown.
Yeah, first we gotta bless the Father. Without the Father, we are nothing, you know what I mean? So we give praises to the Father and bless all of you for coming. Bless all the God-hearted Rastaman. Yeah, Bob Marley. Yeah. Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, like I born in St. Elizabeth, Santa Cruz, you know, and 9 of us, 1 died. 1 boy died and 5 girls and 3 soldiers rolled out, eh? And like I went to Kingston, like my mother got sick and we had to go to Kingston. So I ended up on the borderline. It's Kingston 12, Kingston 13. I'm on the borderline. 2 postmen come at my place. 1 for Kingston 12, Kingston 13. Well, where I live on the borderline, there are singers, man. It's like a year, and I wouldn't talk about Kingston 14, just Kingston 12. Bob Marley down at West Road, the bottom of West Road. Where I live, across the road, you got Bonnie Brown, who sing, my woman, she is a prop. Some of you heard that song. And up the road, you got Gladstone Anderson, piano. You play piano. You go across the jungle, you got the Uri Siblings, the Eptones. You got Easy Snapping, Boogsy. You got Cone Prince Miller, the biggest mouth man in Jamaica. He sing Mule Train. And then you go across, you got Dennis Brown, live where the dancer who died used to live. Bogle. Yeah, Dennis Brown live around there. You go down, further down, you got Derek Morgan live there. Ken Booth moved in for a while. You go on the end of the 13, you got Bonnie Brown. You go further up, you got Ruben Anderson. Toots and the Maytals further up. See, so I live in an era where we're pure singers. So I got involved in a group named the Jamaicans. Many of you might heard the song, boom, boom, ba, ba, boom. Yeah, we sing that song with Tommy Cohen and thing. So I came to Canada after a while. Like in the jungle, there's, if you are a man with strive, you know, there's so much things you could do. Turn a mechanic, turn a cyclist, turn a boxer, turn a pickpocket. Everything is there for you. But I love music, so I stick to music. Then I come to Canada after a while. I left the group and joined a ship, Jamaica Queen, run Nassau, Port Antonio, Montego Bay, Miami. Kingsport wasn't there, working. And Winston, something named Stewart or something. Well, anyway, I came to Canada and I bought this youth named Oswald Query. That was in 1964 I came here, hey. No reggae music, no ska, it was ska at the time. So when I came here, it was pure rhythm and blues and rock, soul music and thing. Even at the Whiff, what you talk about. I went to the Whiff and we listened Calypso, it wasn't soca at the time. Calypso, rhythm and blues, Otis Redding, and them kind of music playing. I hear reggae start playing, and I said, gee, this is a reggae selection. One reggae tune they play with Byron Lee. That was at the Whiff Club, see. Then after a time, Jackie Mittoo would come in with a band with Lynn Tate and Lord Tanamon thing. So I bought Oswald Queer. He got a lot of equipment in his house, in his apartment, but he couldn't turn up nothing because the neighbor, they never heard his heavy bass before, you see. So I bought a place in Malton, cheap house, 29,000 at the time. See, that house selling pretty close to 200,000 right now, see. So we built a studio in there. King Jammy's used to have one of the best sound, you know, remember when King Jammy's have a sound? And he was playing at St. Clair, and they got the music up 18-inch woofers, you know, people never hear these kind of things before. Vroom, vroom, vroom. You know, white people phone police. You know, yeah. Police come, turn down this thing, man. They're driving the people crazy. What's the thing you got beating so hard? As soon as they left, room up again. You know, up again. Police say, if we come back the next time, you ain't gonna like it. So you turn it up again. Lots of guys from Waterhouse and, you know, Roots and Nuff Ras and thing. Police them come back, don't ask no question. One stick, roof, roof, roof. Mash up Jammy's amps and turntable. So that's how Jammy's get to come to the studio. We come up there, you know, like he ain't doing nothing now, you know, so I go pick him up every day. He and Johnny Osborne, you know, Stranger Cole, they're all there. So Jammy's helped me build a vice room and thing, and that's where Jammy started first. See, a lot of artists come there. We got Adrian Miller over there. Adrian, tell the people let me see him.
Adrian Miller.
Two of them call you sheriff, you sheriff in it. Yeah, easy. So at the studio now, lots of youth come in, want to learn to play bass, and got Anthony Hibberts come in. We got Colin Zuba Subban. Subban is nephew playing hockey now, if you heard about Subban. He's playing hockey. See? So he's a drummer and a Tony coming, and we got this white guy named Matt Shelley coming, and we got Patrick Garden coming, and they start learning the thing. That's how they start learning how to make the rhythm, and you know, when we got Sheriff over there vicing out. He used to sing with Twinkle Brothers, Sheriff. I don't know if you heard of that group. So we get started, then we got a whole flood of singers and musicians coming. We got Stranger Cole, Leroy Sibbles, we got Jackie Mittoo. Those guys like they're living there. When Johnny Osborne wake up in the morning, that's where Johnny Osborne is at the studio. So we make a lot of sound, you know, so we keep going, we keep going. You gotta give praise to this band here still, and Bet over there. You know, these people, if you don't love money, don't start the reggae music business here in Canada. Remember, I tell you that. If you don't love money. Because these people, man, they lose a lot of money, and he's really playing, you know what I mean? He ain't getting nowhere. You understand? So if you love money, don't deal with reggae music in Canada as a producer. But there's so much things to talk about. Hey, Mary, be cool. There's so much things to talk about. I got so much history behind, you understand? So I just cut it short and say what I like to see, what Bob Marley was saying. We want to hear reggae music in a lot more reggae station, not reggae station, radio station in Canada. Not until you hear it playing all over, just like how you hear rock music played and this kind of music played, ballad and stuff. If you don't hear reggae music playing like that, you still ain't getting nowhere. Remember I tell you that? Because people got to hear that.
True. So
that's a big problem right now. We're not hearing enough. We got to big up CBC for putting me in history. If you check out CBC, we are in history. We make history in Canada. See? And nobody heard of us. We got to big up this man here, Cat, you know. They're trying, you know. He love money still, you know. Yeah, I won't say nothing more.
I'll take that. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you.
Yeah, you look like you have money, you can.
All right. You just keep brushing and flossing, Joe. I was like, I do those fillings to make that money, yo. Famous record label, I want to ask some questions about. I want you to tell us a little bit about the history with your studio in Malton, with Prince Jammy becomes King Jammy, and some of the people you've pulled through, Bernie Pinners, worked with Bruce Coburn. Tell me about, well, I want to know in a more deep way what the conditions were like. Was the recording industry supportive at that time? Was there a sense that what you were doing was a viable business? Did you feel like a true pioneer? Were you supported? And give us a sense of what it's like to have a recording studio in Malton at that time, and tell us a little bit more about that history.
Bling, 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 as the drummer roll. It's rough them time. Yeah, man. But you know, true, we love reggae music, you know, and we don't love the money so much. You know what I mean? We're just going at it still. And like my intention coming here, you know, is really to get this reggae thing together and get some youths off the street, you know. Right now it's very important, the youths and youth them, because we get to know they are the rulers of the future. But it's like some youths out of hand right now, it's making things get spooky, you know. So, you see that time at the studio, why it's like a gold rush for young youths, you know. A gold rush, you know. Everybody want to do something. Who ain't a singer, they want to DJ, or they want to learn to play the bass, or something, you know. So, it was like that, you know. It's a school, a college, you know, a university. So, I just do some songs with one of the Eptones. That was first song that released by Bar Eptones. You know, we put that out as well, Query playing the drum and thing. The other day, Stranger Cole told me he was in Japan and he heard that song playing in a big dance, you know. I want you all to check out our music that we used to make. You can find it in the www.lightintheattic.net or youtube.com Summer Records Anthology. You'll hear our song and we make a documentary movie of what we used to do up there. See, you got man like Bongo Gene, he played the kete, you know, and you got bass, he played the bass. And we make a lot of rhythm with Jackie Mittoo, Willi Williams, Johnny Osborne, all those singers. And you see when the stage show used to be on, I mix majority of the stage show. First time Yellow Man came here, I was mixing the Yellow Man. I haven't got him on CD right now. See, we did a lot of things. We opened for the Police. So much things we do, man. You know, and we keep going, you know, and we got to give praise to the Jerrys. You remember the Garys? They bring in a
Gary
lot
Top and Gary Cormier.
Yeah, those guys, they bring in a lot of reggae act. We opened for the Police one night, our group, Earth, Roots and Water. And the sheriff over there was the lead singer at the time for the band. And when we were mixing, when I was mixing the band, the guy who mixed for the Police come over and say, "Man, how you get this thing sound like that? I want to learn this thing," you know. So I showing him things how to mix, and you know that Police want to take one of our guitarists on a tour with them as well, you know. So you know,
they wanted to sting you, right?
Yeah. Oh man, you know. So the band keep playing. We get a lot of gigs all around the place until Johnny Osborne was the Haitian People. Who ever heard of the Haitian People band? You heard of the Haitian People? Johnny Osborne used to lead for, and they come up to the studio. We make a lot of rhythm sometime. Michael Murray, he hear the song. What's on? It's on TV. Some TV series about the police. What that song? About the police. Yeah. What was cop gonna get you? Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Murray. He's in that. He got shot in Jamaica. He died now. But there was so much musician used to come there. You got Ken Booth, John Holt, Little John, Soulja. You got Michael Rose. A whole bunch of artists used to come in there. Till after a time it fade out because what? No radio play. You know what I mean? Like bet here, you know, they got the magazine going, but they need more power. You understand? And so we become like this. But there's so much artists out there right now, young artists. Some of them ain't writing good songs, I know that. But reggae music is a spiritual music, trust me. You listen to Bob Marley. Marcus Garvey speak the word, Bob Marley sing the word. See? And music is a power. Reggae music is like you take some pill and you're getting healed from some sickness or something when you listen to reggae music. I ain't talking the flip-flop reggae music on the woman and all them kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? We're talking the one-drop roots music. We used to make one drop. We don't copy rhythm. We don't copy rhythm. We do, if you listen to our song, original. We try to keep it original and try to keep the youths them head straight. Right now the youths them going astray. And we need more song here in Canada for them to listen to. You know, we want to hear more song on the radio. That's the most important thing right now. The radio. See? We hear nothing on the radio. CBC trying, your station trying, and some other station trying. But it's not enough. When you turn it on, you want to hear the reggae music because it's a healing music. It's just like when Jesus come first. Nobody want to hear Jesus talk. Nobody want to see Jesus. The reggae music is like that. When it comes, nobody want to hear. We don't want to hear that, man. We don't want to hear that. I go through a lot of that. But we keep hammering and hitting, you know. And we got to give praise to Bob Marley for letting people over the world know about reggae music. So,
thank you, Jimmy.
So bless. Like some people think it's a big thing going down, but ain't no big thing going down. Like, I'll say it all over again. When we hear no music on the radio, you know. And some of these artists that was with us, they on tours, you know. Some of them on tours all over the world. Willi Williams just went to Jamaica. Johnny Osborne, he toured Texas. He was in France the other day. Leroy Sibizarra, Stranger Cole, running. He's all over the world. They're busy doing things, but they don't do recording no more. You see?
No more recording. They're performing.
Yeah, you know, they just do the old song they used to sing, and their old recording. You know, that's what they sing over and over again everywhere they go. So, you know, like they set a trend, and they keep going. They're working. Some of them working. Some just relax. You know what I mean? Enjoy. Some of them get rich. Enjoying their riches, eh? See?
It's very interesting. Some of the artists that we see in best photos, like a young Ina Kamosi and so forth, you know, here's a guy who have songs, you know, like Murder out on the street, they call it Murder, and then you see Damian Marley take that song, or the, you know, the movie Ready to Wear is using that song, Here Come the Hot Stepper, and you know, they make a lot more money for the second time around, you know?
Yeah, it's good when somebody do your song, you know, it's good.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Royalties fly around, and you know, like they got a group in Europe right now did one of our song, Noel Ellis song, Babylon Bow, Popal Bow. You know, they love that song.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Noel Ellis, because he's a real kind of pivotal guy to when you think of, he's the son of Alton Ellis, who is someone, you know, for me is like a hero, you know, Take It Easy on those songs. And that's an interesting story of a guy who's, you know, growing up in Canada, of, you know, that kind of pedigree, and he is a success in his own right. I think there are probably many more stories of artists who worked and lived between Jamaica and Toronto. Can you give us a little more about that yourself? And Jojo, could you talk about
Well, Noel Ellis right now, he's working, I don't know you about Ice and Fancy Cat. Who heard about that TV series, Ice and Fancy? Yeah, he's working with Ice and Fancy Cat. See, all of his uncles and cousins and things, they're into, some of them into music. Ellis, you know, they're into music, they're into television. So he's into television right now.
Interesting, interesting.